still coming out.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Here we are with Kenny the Jet Smith and the Big Diesel Shaquille O'Neal, Ernie Johnson. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll watch the Brooklyn Nets in this one as they go up against the Boston Celtics. Well, for Boston, they've been an absolute juggernaut. Still
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free?
Brooklyn, the home of the Nets, in a fine Eastern Conference affair here at Barclays Center. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge. And before we get...
Well, guys,
Thank you, David. Just experimenting here, Clark, early in the season, and they're trying to feel which rotations work and which ones don't.
Well, that's normal for coaches to tinker a little bit, especially when you've got new players and you're trying to put together a different team. So you tinker until you find what works for you, and then you look to stay with it. Ideally, you'd like to be set on your rotation probably no later than a fourth of the way through the season.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. We've got Hayward. Greg Monroe is out there with Tatum. Then there's Smart, and it's Irving at the point guard. Hollis Jefferson, good.
And that is a shot that Hollis Jefferson continues to improve upon over time, and that's a good sign of things to come.
Irving kicks to Monroe. Here's Smart. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And setting the tone early with a strong move to the rack.
Yeah, I like the aggressiveness and the fearlessness there, Greg. I mean, very committed to getting the shot he wanted.
AC dishes to Russell. Stolen by Monroe. Here's Hayward. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Hayward's got his first points of the night.
And as a wing player, Hayward's just so good at attacking the basket. I think that's a big part of what makes him special. Doesn't take much of an opening for Hayward to make his move.
Russell with a wide open look. And the shot falls short this time.
And whether he's a great off-balance shooter or not, the lean is probably not the best option on that shot.
And on the way from Irving for three. Here's Monroe. That shot off the mark. And Brooklyn will come the other way. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
Just a terrific effort off the bench. Guys came in, they seemed fresh, and they all contributed.
Yeah, you need that juice, that gas coming off the pine. Always a luxury to have a deep bench. And when they can step in and play well, you're in good shape.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain-neutral position.
Out of bounds. Next ball as Brooklyn keeps possession. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter.
I think they got to get it going. A 1-for-5 start, not what they wanted.
Smart passes to Monroe. Back to Smart. Out to the right wing. The Celtics working the ball around now. Three-pointer. And it's Kyrie Irving with the three.
I love the three-point shooting of Irving. Excellent at dialing it in from deep, and you've got to respect his range.
Over to the left wing. Easy the pass to LeVert. Knocks it loose. 5 to shoot, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Clock is at 3. Russell.
In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing their defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. Not one second chance bucket for the opposition. They're boxing out on every shot.
And the Nets offense, Clark, looking to play up tempo. First in the league last season in possessions per game.
Yeah, and really trying to exploit and take advantage of their youth. Following the Spurs model, spreading the minutes out, trying to use more guys. I think it helps them play at that pace when you can utilize more players.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Yeah, and the execution, time and time again, right on point. They're running their offense to perfection.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
Yeah, a lot of blanks there. Can't hit a thing. Has to be deflating.
And referee play review is something that is still relatively new in the NBA. Clark, do you think it should be expanded?
I think we should continue to modify and refine it and be careful to not look to overdo it. But we also want to make sure we're using it productively and prudently. So modify it, refine it, evaluate it each year, and try to make really good use of it in the areas where it can be most effective in enhancing the calls that are made in the game.
And the foul on Marcus Smart. That is his first foul of the game. Jaylen Brown's checked in for Marcus Smart. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And it's Mozgov in the corner. Shoots over Monroe. And again, it's the Nets missing. On offense, here are the Celtics. They've gone on a 13-0 run. And it's Brown missing.
Got to give the defense credit. That was a great contest on a high percentage shot in the paint.
They get it again. Here's Dinwiddie. The shot from the low post is good. Dinwiddie's got his first basket.
Always enjoy solid, good passing. Easily setting up his teammate. Does not get any easier than that.
A nice shot by Tatum.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Yeah, you've got to turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you.
Here's the screen. And Tatum over to help. 4 on the shot clock. Outside Carroll. And Boston with the rebound. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And, you know, Greg, they were sinking shots left and right, and that's got to be demoralizing for the defense. They were in a real zone.
Lynn, an easy layup after coming off the pick.
You know, Lynn is a really creative scorer, especially when he knifes inside the heart of the defense. He's just got nice body control and a real awareness as to what shot works best.
And on the way from Irving for 3. Got it. And he's now 3 for 5 from the field.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Dinwiddie passes to Hollis Jefferson. Hayward comes with the double team. The feed to Lynn. Puts up a 3. Dinwiddie. Great positioning on the putback.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Celtics leading by 12. There's 37 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Irving. That one doesn't go. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Celtics team.
2 division rivals facing off tonight. They'll see one another 4 times this season.
This is definitely the first of many tonight. And in these first games, you always try to set the tone and take that mental and psychological edge.
Lynn against Irving. Snatched up. Mozgov with the bucket.
Yeah, good work ethic on display from Mozgov. Staying active, making an impact on the offensive board.
From deep. And that's not going to go. And so it's the Boston Celtics. Up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. They've excelled in the open court. Their transition game has allowed them to build this healthy lead. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break.
My side girl got a 5S with a screen credit.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And a very convincing performance from the Celtics so far.
Just playing suffocating defense. That's been the difference here for them.
You know, Greg, I love watching.
Celtics leading by 12.
And, you know, Kenny Atkinson is a basketball lifer, Kevin. Played professionally abroad, and after his playing career was over, he went right into coaching.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. We've got Jeremy Lin. Crabbe is out there with Damari Carroll. Then it's Mozgov, and it's Dinwiddie in at the shooting guard position.
Got to give credit to Tatum. I mean, adding strength over time, learning how to score through contact on the drive, all positive signs.
And Atkinson with a couple years as an assistant in Paris, 4 years in New York with the Knicks. Came from Atlanta where he was a big-time assistant and well thought of by fellow Hawk players.
Yeah, you know, and after a decade as an assistant, Kevin, he led the Dominican national team, so he's had a vast reservoir of experiences on the sidelines as a coach, and now he's, of course, leading the Brooklyn Nets, and had a chance to hear him at a conference last year, and this guy is really got a chance to be outstanding as a coach and leader.
Nets trail by 16. Lin from long range. Here's Russell. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It goes on Jason Tatum.
And, you know, a lot of people are starting to wonder, is Russell going to be the future of this league? Time will tell. That's a big mountain to climb for the young fella from Louisville. Hey, you know, D'Angelo Russell clearly has had his missteps. A lot of young players do. Embroiled in a controversy a couple of seasons back that hurt his relationship with his teammates. I think he's still in the process of working to recover that trust.
LeVert's checked in for the Nets. And so Russell hits them both. And Russell in the past criticized Clark for his maturity or the lack of maturity. But, you know, Clark, we forget how young a lot of these guys are.
Yep, well said. They are young, but there is a level of professionalism that you have to embrace pretty quickly. And D'Angelo struggled with that initially, but he's the kind of kid, he's smart, he wants to be good. I think he's going to zero in and put it all together because we know the talent is there. Now it's about maturing.
Inside, Tice, and that one falls coming off Conley's feet. He has 6.
The Nets call timeout.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. And Clark, you look around the NBA, which big men impress you with their ability to put up points from the high post?
Well, I think Blake Griffin, as he's established his jump shot and become more proficient in making that 15 to 17 footer. Karl Anthony Towns, one of the outstanding young players in the league, extremely versatile, can shoot it out to the three-point line, can post it, can make the mid-range shot. Aldridge is still one of the best mid-post players, but took a lot of criticism for his inability to dominate in the low post.
Right, you're right, Clark. Nets trail by 18. Outside, Russell. No good off the back of the rim.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Passes it to LeVert. They get a hand on it, and that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the three-point and two-point shot attempt averages for Boston.
And they were focused on spreading the floor and getting good looks from three-point range. That was the key to their offense. They put in a lot of work on the perimeter.
Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. The 17-footer goes down. LeVert's got his first bucket in this one.
Hey, you know, the mid-range, Jay, continuing to look better over time for LeVert, showing real improvement in knocking that shot down.
Here's Kuzminskis. The three-pointer, no good. Nets trail by 16. Dishes it to Russell. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Russell's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Getting more comfortable attacking inside is Russell. Nice job, D-Russ.
And there's the pass to Kuzminskis. Third time is not the charm. 0 for 3 from the floor so far. LeVert the pass to Russell. The second effort, and it's good on the layup. Russell's got 6.
After going scoreless in the first, he's really found a way to turn it on here in the second quarter.
Hey, watch out now. Watch out. He's known as more steady than flashy, but that was a sensational pass by Conley. He can get fancy when he needs to.
And that last replay, courtesy of Under Armour. Another unleashed chaos moment. Out of bounds, Nets ball as Brooklyn keeps possession.
And quickly, let's look at the numbers for Carroll. He's averaging 11 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go, but I like what I'm seeing right now.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Kuzminskis. Monroe comes in for Tatum. And Jaylen Brown subbed in for Yabusele. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
You only have so many options when it comes to stopping Monroe, especially when he's on the block. He's a master at earning foul calls whenever he's down there, because when he finds his sweet spot, you're at his mercy.
And that one falls for Greg Monroe.
You know, at 6'11", Greg Monroe is no easy cover, especially given his soft shooting touch from mid-range.
Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, he's checked in for DeMar Carroll. And a change for the Celtics. Hayward's checked in. There's Crabbe with the 3. Greg Monroe with the rebound. Celtics leading by 16. It's Brown with the drive. And here's Conley outside. Hayward kicks to Monroe. Nice ball movement by Boston. Lets it go from deep. Shot clock reset for the Celtics. Conley with the 3. Again, Conley missing. Brooklyn's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Tipped away. There's the dish to Russell. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Well, you know, he's naturally a scoring point guard, is D'Angelo Russell. Fellow Buckeye, I might add, but I like the stride I've seen from him in creating for others. I mean, he can break you down, and he's a very gifted passer.
Two shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And Russell's shooting and ball handling are a great counterbalance to his passing.
Yeah, I agree with you. In today's game, you need that scoring threat from the point guard position. You can't just be a table setter. He's got to score it too. And recognizing when to score and when to set up, folks, that's the area that he has to grow in, and that happens with time and experience.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
Jeremy Lin, he's checked in for D'Angelo Russell. The Celtics also changing it up. Kuzminskis, he's checked in for Hayward. Yabusele comes in for Jaylen Brown. And Irving subbed in for Mike Conley. AC dishes to Dinwiddie. In the corner, it's Lin.
Foul call.
Jeremy Lin, an attack guard if there ever was one. He wants to play downhill all the time. Explodes to the rim and forces the defense to react to his drive.
Both free throws good from Lin. And Lin's athleticism certainly is underrated. Back, in fact, Clark, when he played with the Rockets, they said he had the quickest first step they'd ever measured.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he is deceptively athletic, and he uses that athleticism at both ends. Defensively, he can get steals and blocks too, Kevin.
Here's AC. Hits the three-point bomb. Celtics leading by 11. Pass to Yabusele. Here's Kuzminskis. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Wiped away. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. With a break in the action, let's see which teams have come away with the most steals in the NBA this season. Number 1, the Celtics. The Nets second.
And forcing turnovers is a point of pride for both these teams. That's why their steal numbers have been so high.
And a fast break now for the Celtics. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And Irving is comfortable running the offense. When a teammate's open, he's quick to whip it around and get him a good look.
Nets trail by 13.
Celtics foul.
Brooklyn shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board, 77% collectively.
You know, their percentages dropped off just a little bit compared to last year, guys, but it's not a huge drop-off, so no major concern.
So he gets them both. Celtics leading by 11. Inside, Baines. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Baines has got 6 in the quarter.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
29 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. The Nets have been a perfect 8 of 8 at the line.
At the line for 2.
And that one falls for Lynn.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Yeah, I don't think it's an accident that aggressiveness correlates with playing better. So the aggressiveness is starting to pay off.
And the Celtics shooting 49% on the game. They'll take that. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And the jam by Greg Monroe.
And Greg Monroe is really good at positioning himself down low. I mean, he's definitely a threat to throw it down on you whenever he's near the basket.
Back to Lynn. Poke loose. Here's Kuzminskis. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And so we...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time to check out the first half of action. Kyrie Irving was red hot to start the first. He had 11 points, 3 assists, and 1 rebound. Taking a look at the Celtics, Shaq, what do you think?
They did an awesome-orific job. That's right, Ernie. Awesome-orific. That's awesome and terrific together. Anyway, they did an awesome-orific job of limiting turnovers. They were almost mistake-free. It puts you in the right frame of mind when you can play like that. As long as they keep protecting the ball in the next 2 quarters, they will protect the lead.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Brooklyn?
Well, they're trailing in this game because they're shooting under 35%. Now, I've got to give a lot of credit to the defense, forcing the shooters off their spots and making them feel uncomfortable. But if someone takes something away from you, you have to be able to adapt. So they need a whole new game plan because right now they're in trouble.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
Welcome back as we get a beautiful aerial view of the Williamsburg Bridge connecting Manhattan and Brooklyn. Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, and sometimes you find yourself in a role you're not comfortable with, but his passing in the first half really was impressive.
Yeah, and you know, he accumulated a lot of assists. And I liked how unselfish he was, Greg.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Celtics leading by 13. And, Clark, you've seen so many college and NBA games. What skill or mindset do you see as the best predictor for when a college player is going to be an NBA star?
Well, it's hard to predict stardom, but clearly things that transfer from a skill standpoint from college to the NBA, at least historically, have been the ability to rebound at a high rate. That seems to always make its way from college to the pro game. And then the proficiency of your skill set in terms of ball handling, shooting. And then I would say at the point guard position, the ability to run a team usually transfers. When you can get other people's shots and understand flow and time and score and situations, that doesn't leave you from the college to the pro game.
On the court right now for the Celtics. Hayward out there with Tatum. Then it's Kyrie Irving. Then there's Smart. And it's Baines in at the center, filling out the middle. And it's LeVert missing.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
And Gordon Hayward has increased his scoring average every season he's been in the league. And couple that last year also a career high in offensive efficiency. The guy is just a budding superstar.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. Here's Russell. He's got 8. Pass to LeVert. Poked away. Stolen by Smart. And now with the fast break, Smart with the ball. Irving passes to Smart. From deep. Offensive rebound, Celtics. And Baines kicks to Smart. Irving for 3. That doesn't go in either for Irving.
Tell you what, shooting 20% to start the second half doesn't bode well for how this will play out for this game.
A nice shot by LeVert.
LeVert showing you can rise up from deep. A quality shooter when given room to fire.
And now the first timeout called here for Boston.
And, you know, the Nets traded away their starting power forward, Thaddeus Young, in exchange for 2 draft picks. The big prize, Michigan combo guard and Ohio native Karis LeVert. He showed potential in his rookie season. I think he's got a bright future.
Damari Carroll's checked in for the Nets. Crabbe comes in for Rondé Hollis-Jefferson.
Already one of the league's more creative assist men. Russell making people around him better.
He gets it in there. Smart's got his second bucket of the night. And LeVert taken with the 20th pick in the 2016 draft. Great versatility offensively.
Yeah, and he comes from good stock. You know, he's a Central Ohio native, so I've got to get that plug in for Mr. LeVert. He shows good decision-making skills and can play off the ball well, too, so this guy's got a lot going for him.
Conley's shot is off. Nets trail by 13. Poked away. To the inside. And no good that time. Excellent D there from Mozgov. Here's LeVert. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. LeVert's got 5 points in the quarter.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Conley with the 3. Over to the wing. Now here's Smart. He's guarded closely. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Smart's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Conley.
As this season gets underway, let's see how the Nets are stacking up in the NBA stats.
And going back to their steals ranking, you have to appreciate the quick hands. I mean, the ball's never safe when they're on the prowl, and I think that mentality is what bothers opponents.
Got a piece of it. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
And we get a chance to check out the numbers for Morris. He's putting up about 5 points a game, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And you look at those numbers, not bad, but guys, I think he can do better, and he knows it.
And he has high expectations for himself as well, guys, but he just hasn't delivered fully on his potential yet.
Out of bounds, Boston takes possession. Dinwiddie's checked in for the Nets. Jeremy Lin comes in for D'Angelo Russell. Boston leading by 13. Here's Smart, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on Mozgov. Clark, you know we like to reach out to the fans and have them send in questions, so I've got one right now. Here's Alex in Ohio, of all places. He asks, what sport other than basketball are you best at?
I specialized early, Alex. I was a decent athlete, had good hands, could catch and throw a football pretty well, but didn't like the contact there. Right now, I'm actually just a good workout guy, and I'm trying to become a better than average golfer.
Inside, Crabbe. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
Outside, Lynn. He kicks it to Carroll. Out left to the wing. That's it, and the Celtic lead is cut to just 11 points in the basket from Crabbe.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
That's tipped. And it's Conley penetrating and finished off by Conley.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing, and right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
They get it back. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Conley's got 4 points now in the quarter. And, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Celtics.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
The Nets making a switch here. AC's checked in. Nets passing it around. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And there's the foul. It's on Jaylen Brown. That is his first foul of the game. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for the Nets. And a change for the Celtics. Tatum, he's checked in for Morris. Conley against Lynn. Dinwiddie dishes to AC. Passes it to Hollis Jefferson. Lynn against Conley. 6 on the shot clock. And he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screenplay. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that took the defender right out of the play.
Here's Dinwiddie, and the pass to Hollis Jefferson. Here's Lynn. Rebounded by Greg Monroe. Monroe's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Tatum, and he's good on the 3 ball. Tatum's got 12 points in the game.
You know, once he works on a consistent 3 ball and puts that in his toolkit, I think he'll be hard to guard. I like the fact that he's trying to expand his game.
And so it's Boston, controlling the game and finishing the quarter with a 20-point lead. And they're winning the turnover battle very easily in this one. We'll return shortly. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Here is Lynn. We've got Quincy Acee. Damari Carroll is out there with Hollis Jefferson. Then it's Jeremy Lin. And it's Dinwiddie in at the 2. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Celtics leading by 20. And slam dunk by Tatum.
Yeah, he's got it going. Nice to see Tatum finding his rhythm. He's a talented scorer and playing with a lot of confidence.
Lynn the pass to Acee. 11 feet away. Rebound Boston. Tatum's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Brown outside. Some solid defense there from Lynn.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
And I think these are the shots he's got to avoid taking. I mean, already struggling. He's not helping his team right now looking at those shots.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Boston's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Irving with the ball. And it's Lynn picking him up. A nice shot by Tatum.
He is in the zone. There's a reason he keeps getting the ball. They're feeding him because they trust him to lead their team.
Timeout called, the Nets. More and more we see coaches resting players to keep them from getting overworked. The benefits, Clark, are clear for the players, but is it something that is getting overused?
I don't know if overused is the right word, Kevin. I don't like to see it as much because I think there are other ways you can rest players. Games can be part of your strategy, but how about practices being more a part of how you rest players? It got an awful lot of attention this past season, and for good reason. And I would think the coaches and players will adjust because it's not a good optics for your viewing public and your paying patrons to just arbitrarily do it. I understand it, but I think there's a balancing act that could be performed that would make it not appear as disruptive to the fans as it was this past season.
2 shots.
Free throw good, Russell. So for the Nets, Okafor is checked in for Quincy Ace. Cunningham comes in for DeMar Carroll, and Harris subbed in for Hollis Jefferson. The Celtics have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. And it's Irving missing.
You know, it hasn't been his night, but his team still leads, so that's encouraging.
Knocked away and stolen by Tatum. Brown kicks to Irving. Back to Brown, to the middle. A steal. Here's LeVert. He's covered by Brown. And league expansion is something that simply won't leave the conversation in the NBA right now, Clark. Do you think that the NBA adding another team or two is inevitable?
I don't think it's inevitable. As a matter of fact, I think we're at a good number where we are, Kevin. It's still the best league in the world, and I think you could dilute that a bit if you added teams. So I'm fine with where we are.
The Nets have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. Russell dishes to Harris. Got a piece of it. Hayward.
Oh! That's how you attack. Wow.
Oh, man. my.
Wow. We are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special.
A circus dunk for you right there, guys.
Out to Harris. And Tatum with a clear path to the hoop. And slam dunk by Tatum.
You got to be careful around Tatum. Now, if you're not paying attention, he'll take that ball away from you quickly.
Nets shooting just 39% from the field, struggling to find that net. That's going to be over and back, not watching for the line that time.
And they're just playing fast and loose. Sometimes that'll burn you.
You know, can't afford these kinds of mistakes right now, Greg. It's as simple as that. And they're making it hard on themselves.
Alan Crabb, he's checked in for Brooklyn. To the left side wing. Harrison kicks to Morris. Here's Irving. Count it from 12.
And the mid-range shot of Irving is impressive. He has wonderful form with that shot.
Russell kicks to Cunningham. Tipped away. And they double up Russell. Nets passing it around. They set the screen. They need this. Cunningham's shot is off. Boston's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Tice, that one no good. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Down low. Morris with the block.
And a rare block shot from Morris. Anticipates the move and just times it out perfectly. And he's going to have a hard time shaking off that miss. Everything was going right. The dunk was lined up beautifully, but not to be.
Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got his 7th assist in the game.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Celtics.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
And guys, when you're going head-to-head against someone 4 times over the course of a season, it's a great feeling to snatch that first one. Good in-game adjustments tonight against Brooklyn.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Jason Tatum.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Cannot forget to box out Okafor on the glass. I mean, he is relentless in his attack.
But they recover it.
And that long rebound just falls right back into their hands. That'll reset the shot clock.
There's 45 seconds left in the game. The three from Morris. The three-pointer is right on target.
Tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
No doubt about it, partner. But unfortunately, the flip side of that coin, the drive home for the hometown fans, is going to be rather flat.
Lynn the pass to Cunningham. His three-pointer is off the mark. Here are the Celtics with the ball. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. On the wing, Irving. The three. That doesn't go in either for Irving. Outside, Lynn. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. Mike, when you look at how the team's been playing the last few games, are you happy with the way things are going?
Yeah, you know, I think we're playing very well. I think we're finally getting the chemistry that we want, and everybody's just playing hard right now.
Always a team effort here. Congrats on the win. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.